When I read that name, welcome James Jagger, my heart beat.
Wow.
And the
I'm
Holy
feeling
Spirit,
so special right now.
Spirit immediately told me, this is your husband. Hi guys, my name is Dureti.
And my name is James.
And today we are going to be telling you our love story.
Yeah, so I know
You
you've
guys.
been looking forward to
Yeah.
this. So.
My energy is so high. I'm so excited, even though I'm not the main storyteller. He is the main storyteller. For me, I'll just be sharing my perspective, but I'm so excited because, I've been waiting for the day where I'll just tell people, and people say, "Oh, how did you guys meet? Your love is so wonderful." The link is over
Instead
here.
of repeating yourself.
Yeah, because I don't like repeating myself. So, James, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
So, before we start the love story, we just want to say, please subscribe and be a part of our community. And if you haven't watched our last video, you can check the link over here or maybe in the description, and you'll be able to watch our last video, which entails everything that we'll be doing on this channel. And the other thing that I want to say is that I hope this story inspires you, and I hope that you learn a thing or two, and that you also enjoy, have fun, sit back, have probably some snacks, I don't know, some water, some drinks, because this is going to be juicy.
Stay cozy.
This is going to be amazing. So I hope you sit back and enjoy. As a matter of fact, I'll say bon appetit because this is a meal right here.
Yeah, so are you interviewing me?
Yes, let me interview you.
Yeah. You're a great interviewer.
Even though that's not how it was planned, let me interview you. Okay,
you
so
don't
James,
have just to start, yeah.
where did it start?
Yeah, so let me go back. So we are in 2023, yeah. So it started in 2020, and if you go back to 2020, what was happening then? The pandemic, right?
Yeah.
So early 2020, I was talking to my friend who was actually married, but his wife and family were in Kenya, and we were talking, and he was telling me, you know what, James, you don't need to worry. You know, like, I know that you haven't found anyone, but like you're desiring to have someone and get married. So this is what we are going to do. We're going to be moving from church to church. I will accompany you.
Your married friend?
Yeah, my married friend.
He will accompany you?
He was encouraging me, right?
Okay.
He was not looking for anyone, but he was encouraging me,
One guy
right?
who was going to be in trouble.
No. He's a very faithful guy. He knows himself. Eh?
Yeah.
So he told me, you know what? Let's be moving from church to church. You will actually get opportunities to find someone and all that. So I was like, yes, I'm actually excited. You know, we'll be renting a car, you know, every now and then.
That was before the pandemic.
That was before the pandemic, but in 2020. You know, the pandemic started like in March or something.
Yeah.
That's when the lockdown started. And then when my plans are ready, you know, I was just set. I was just so happy. I had this hope, you know, finally I have the privilege of, you know, finding someone. So, you know, and then the government announces that lockdown.
And that's where you lost all hopes.
I lost hope. I was
Plan
like, you know what?
cancelled, everything is cancelled.
I was like, you know what? Let me just serve the Lord.
Let me just get to know God.
Because starting from our church, you know, we all went on Zoom, and some other churches started streaming on YouTube. Where do you find someone on YouTube, right?
Man.
Zoom probably.
Yeah.
But still, right? Yeah. So that happened, but you know, during the pandemic, you know what I decided? I was like, God, you know what? Like, I actually thought because of the lack of hope and the hopelessness in finding someone. I actually thought, I'm one of those people who I was meant to be single, but deep inside,
the Paulos.
yeah, but
Paulo,
deep inside,
but you were meant
deep
to be my
inside,
husband.
yeah, deep inside, I desire to have someone, right? And I remember the last conversation I had with an aunt of mine, and she told me, it's actually not really, you don't have to get married. I was like, yeah. I was saying, yes, I don't have to, but it's just a consolation, right?
Consolation.
So
and there are many of you out there who are there consoling yourselves. Maybe I wasn't meant to be married. Yet you have the desire.
yeah.
But the only thing is, just because you don't see the hope in the future, you're like, let me just console myself. But the fact is, if you have the desire, most probably God is going to bless you with the desires of your heart. So
but trust me, I was so lonely. God knew. And I just told God one thing. God, you know what I want. Like I just gave, I didn't write it down, but I gave God my list. I said, God, you know the person that I want. I have prayed for someone, I've been praying, and it's like when I'm praying, it's like, God, you're just driving people away, So I don't know what you're doing. Me, I just trust you. Like at this point, I'm just done. Like I want someone, I need someone, but I'm not going to pursue. Like I'm just going to work for you. I'm going to serve you faithfully. Not going to a church looking for someone, right?
Yeah. Okay, I will interrupt you right there, and then I'll also say my side. So we're going to speak, he's going to speak his perspective, and then I'm going to speak my perspective. And because this story is juicy and juicy and juicy. Like it gets juicier, okay? Anyway, on my side, even me, I was like, okay, so for me, I wasn't really, honestly, I was at a point where I was on a journey of like self-discovery and really building my relationship with God, because in the past I hadn't really like done that so well. So I was really building my relationship with God, drawing closer to Him, all of that type of thing. Like I was really trying to draw close to God, basically. But I had the desire. I had the desire.
About desiring.
Yes. I had the desire to find love, to be with someone. And I remember I used to be with a phone conversation with like two of my friends. One was a guy and one was a girl, and we used to talk and we just fantasize things. You know yourselves, I won't mention names. And we fantasize things, and all that. But then, just like you, when you look around you, especially in this country, it's a desert.
Wilderness.
Yeah. Let me tell you, my people in Africa, please stay there or don't come here.
Those people are saying, I want to go abroad and get a muzungu.
Oh my dears, forget. Here it is dry land. Back home, I imagine coming from, actually this was one of my cultural shocks. And this is just a part of our love story. Yeah. You come from back home where like your DMs are always full, you're always filled. Here, but the guys want, I think the culture, to be honest, now that I've taken some time here, I think the culture here is girls are the ones that approach guys.
Yeah,
of which us, faithful African girls. You
cannot be approaching guys.
I can never, over my dead body, will I ever approach a guy. Kale James, I loved you, and I still love you.
But you could not make the move at the
Right now, we would not be married. We would not be where if you expected me to approach you. I would rather be single. So, yeah. So that was the thing. So imagine coming from like this, the land of, what do they call it?
The land of honey,
milk and honey. And guys, you get any guy like this, to coming to Canada where guys are expecting you to be the man.
Yeah.
I'm not saying all guys are like that here, but that's my experience. So I was like, no way. So, but yeah, my hope was also fading away. But me, I had never told myself that I would be a Paul. Pauline.
Me, I was told.
Yeah, no, I understand. Okay. But me, I told myself, God, me, I'm going to get married. I was so serious, and remember I was building my relationship with God to the point that I told God, you are going to write my love story. You are going to find me someone, because before I had been looking for people by myself. this time I leave it into your hands and I'm trusting you in this. And I wrote down a list of what I wanted. I'm not going to go over the list now because as we go through the story, should I? Okay, I'll just say some of the things.
You can say some of the things.
Some of the things were, I wrote that he must be a man of God, a man who loves God more than anyone, anything in this world.
Amen.
Which you are, baby.
Oh, man. I'm flattered, huh?
He is everything on my list plus more. I wrote that he must be in the children's ministries, of which he was. I wrote that on our first date, there must be a beautiful sunset. Even such crazy things, yes.
Wow.
I wrote that, again, this is going to sound weird, but yes, it's part of our love story. I wrote that he will have, because I had too much love, I had a problem of having too much love. So I wrote that he will have a missing gap of wanting some humanly love. And he did want that. And we'll explain that in the story. We'll get into that. And I wrote, what else did I write there? I think as we go into the story, I'll say it. But these were the kind of main things that I remember that I wrote. And let me tell you guys. Oh, and I wrote that I don't care about the. Oh, and I wrote that he must also be taller than me when it came to looks and whatever. But I didn't specify anything in regards to looks. I just said I just want a man who is taller than me, but I said I don't care about his. There were things I didn't care about, like your fashion sense. I didn't care about how you looked. I didn't care about your money. I didn't care about those things because I knew those things could be changed. But when it came to character, humility was a huge one. I hate arrogant guys. Ooh, if you know me, and arrogance are like enemies. Humility, God-loving, responsible, those things were what I was looking for. I hope you're being flattered right now.
Yeah.
Yes. Anyway.
This is my daily.
Anyway, so that's kind of what I wrote down, and I was waiting for the man, but I told God. So this was in 2020.
Yeah, 2020.
I told God, and I wrote my list at the mid-year, I think around this time, and I said, before summer ends, before winter comes, I will have found him. And I remember my friend, you know yourself, she said, are you sure? Now you're giving a timeline. And this friend of mine, you know yourself, this friend always doubts me because I give God challenges. I'm that type of person who is I challenge you, God. I want to believe it.
Put him to the test.
Yeah, I put him to the test all the time. That's my relationship with God. And then she was like, are you sure? Just this year, are you ready though? I was like, yeah, I'm ready. She was like, you're confident? Are you sure? I was like, yep. And let me not jump ahead of myself, but all of this was fulfilled, and that's why you see us here.
Yeah.
So, I choose you. I am telling you, dare to believe. Dare to believe, dare to ask, because God is ready to provide. God He is amazing, and He is always ready to give you the desires of your heart. So never feel like you have to compromise or you have to let down on something.
Write that list.
Write it. I'm someone who believes in the list, by the way. I believe in it so much. So yeah, write it.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're going to jump into the second section of this story. By the way, this is just the beginning. This is just the background. I'm not yet even started. Okay, so now let's jump into the real story.
Real story.
Where did you find me? Where?
Where did I find you? Yeah?
Because by the way, we were living in very separate areas. So where did you find me?
Yeah, so this is the story. Make sure you're following.
I hope you're following, by the way.
Yeah, so like I said, I had given up.
Yeah.
This is the pandemic. It's either you go to church on Zoom or YouTube or anything like that. So, me, I had told God my list. I had just, sealed the deal with God and said, God, I'm just going to serve you faithfully. And I meant it, right? So, like she said, I was in the children's ministries, right? So, church was on Zoom. So, let's jump into the story now. A friend of, not a friend actually, she was just part of my contact. We had...
You listed her away from the friends. She's going to watch this! You know yourself!
No, I'm saying back
okay, anyway, it's okay.
Like,
back then you weren't friends.
Yeah,
okay. You were just acquaintances.
Yeah, we were just acquaintances. And, she was part of my contacts. So she had posted a poster on her status inviting people to join this Zoom discussion, right? And the title was Their Families in Heaven. And it caught my attention because I let me tell you, now you see how I had really lost hope. I was just reading about heaven and all that. Like, I was so tired of this world,
You had given up on this having a family in this world. So you were
I was so passionate.
Maybe I may have a family in heaven.
Right? I was so passionate about, heavenly stories. Most of the things that I watched was, about heaven and all that. Like me, I was already departed, in my head.
Okay.
Yeah, so I saw this topic and I was so excited. Finally I'm going to be part of, a youth group that, they are also tired of this earth. Right?
Yeah.
So I said, I have to join this coming, this coming Saturday, right? And I was so keen, I don't know why, but I was so keen to join that discussion.
Yeah.
And this time round, I was not joining to look for someone.
Yeah.
I was joining because I wanted to study, I wanted to discuss, I wanted to share what I have learned about heaven, right?
But what happened when you joined?
What happened? So, we actually we had gone with a friend to someone's house.
Yeah.
And then, I actually excused myself. When you go and visit someone, you cannot just be, doing other things, right? But I excused myself, imagine. And the conversation we were having was so interesting. So I joined the Zoom discussion, and when I joined, I don't know,
Editor, zoom into the face.
I don't know what happened. I was so, like what I saw. I don't even know how to describe this, but I just
show us the expression.
Yeah, I don't know how to do it.
And what made you freeze?
Yeah, so now I can say
because we were in summer. What made you freeze?
We were in summer. Yeah. So actually, what happened, I joined, but then I didn't open my video. But I saw her. She was the first person I saw. And her video was on, and she was, she was inviting people. She was the host, right? And inside me, I think I spoke because I was on mute. I don't remember. I just said, I'll marry this girl.
Shy.
Just out of the blues.
We will now stop there and come here for this section also.
Yeah.
You guys, this story is just hilarious. I don't know about you. If you're enjoying, give a thumbs up. Yeah. Anyway, so on my end, thank you. On my end of the story, so I'll just give you guys a background on the Zoom thing that we're doing. So due to the pandemic, there wasn't really the youth were being neglected because church was online, everything was online. So we decided to create a platform, a place where we can, meet, have discussions about topics that we are most of the times confused about or want to know more about. So that's how Let's Talk had come up, and I was the host. I was the main lead of that conversation together with so many other youth, and I was always the one who was hosting, for the longest time. So that day, now this is the detail of what happened. That day I'm hosting and I'm like, I always used to welcome people. So we used to have over 30 youth coming from everywhere, so you don't know who came, who didn't. And that's why our other friend had posted the poster, because we used to make a poster, share it, and then as many youth join in from all over the world. So I said, welcome this, welcome that, the way I read names, welcome this person, that name, that person. And then I remember your name was Njaga. I think you wrote James Njaga.
Yeah, that's what
I said, welcome James Njaga. And immediately, one of the signs I had asked for was, I would immediately know. I would immediately know in my heart when he is the one, because I was tired of this thing of people coming to you. I am your husband. God sent me. I was tired of that thing. I dreamt. So one of my prayer requests was, I would know immediately when he came into my life, of which it's you now. And when I read that name, welcome James Jagger, my heart like beat. And the Holy Spirit immediately told me, this is your husband. And your video was off and you had the Canadian flag. Now, a little story here, guys. Njaga in Luganda means weed.
And the Canadian flag.
And the Canadian flag also kind of, that kamepo leaf. In Africa, sometimes we confuse it with the Njaga thing, the weed thing. Then we said, I said, God, are you sure? This Njaga guy? Are you sure this Njaga guy is meant to be my husband that you chose for me? I know I did not specify on a lot, but I'm not asking for a man whom I have to work on. Please, God.
Too much work.
I even said, I think I heard the wrong voice. I don't think this is the one. God, I think I just heard the wrong voice. I'm not accepting this. So I will stop there for now, but just know that is how we got to know. At the same time, same day, and that was 24th October 2020. On that Zoom meeting, God told him I am meant to be his wife, and he told me he is meant to be my husband. Me, I rejected, he accepted, but you can continue what happened after.
So in that Zoom discussion, those days they used to have breakout rooms. In the beginning when the discussion is starting. So people were divided into several breakout rooms, and I think the question was some fun facts about heaven, right? And I ended up in a breakout room. I was just by myself, and then she popped in. I was like,
again,
how can...
And we end up in the same breakout. We end up in the same breakout room.
How better can I be?
With this Njaga guy. Sorry, by the way, my father-in-law. The name has no problem. The name has no problem. We're just telling our love story. Njaga is a wonderful name. But I'm just saying the love story. Anyway, so we end up in the same breakout room, and I'm like, not again. And then now I even saw you. I was like, this guy really looks like a Njaga guy. Maybe you looked like someone who took Njaga.
That's true. I've been told that before.
Because he's too relaxed for life. He was like
even
this.
You're not supposed
even that day, he was like this, chill. I was like, God, are you sure? No way. No way is this the guy. But anyway, again, for me, I knew if it's God's way, if it's really God in this, then there will be more to this. So that's kind of where the Zoom thing ended. But before the Zoom ended, so we're in the same breakout room. He got to see me more. He enjoyed seeing me and all that. I heard her
voice. I spoke to her directly.
And then he wanted.
Now that I had said, I'm going to marry this girl, and then I'm asking myself, I have just joined this thing once. There is no one I know apart from the friend that had shared the post. How am I going to start saying I saw this girl?
Yeah.
blah blah, you know.
Yeah.
So I asked, do you have these discussions often?
Yeah.
Right?
But then the good thing is, because we also had a WhatsApp group and we always wanted to like have more youth join in, because again this is ministry, we always announce, again as the host I always used to announce, hey, if you want to be a part of our WhatsApp group, be a part of like our group, you can add your number, give your number to so and so, and they will add you to the group. And who popped their number one?
Yeah, I sent the number, you know, and it was added. and because, you know, WhatsApp groups used to be people used to create WhatsApp groups and add you all the time, you know, even if you don't want. So I remember I had put like some privacy settings. Yeah. Like if someone adds me, it's not automatic. Yeah. So, but you know, I went and then I saw, you know, pending. Have been added, so I just. And what
happened when you were added to the WhatsApp group?
So when I got added, I realized they have, you know, daily devotions.
But before that, you did something, stalking.
Oh yes. Thank you for reminding me. So before that, I was like, now that I'm in the WhatsApp group, the lady is here. I can see her in, you know, part of the participants in the group. You know, I can just go in and
Did you get my name?
I got your name very well. Yeah, I was so keen.
Guy, you were serious.
Yeah, so I went, I checked, I saw, but I was like, So, yeah, you know, you don't want to spoil it as a guy, especially, you know. I was like, so if I send her a message,
of which, by the way, many guys used to do that, and it was very unattractive to me. Like, so, you have to find something.
So imagine ruining that opportunity of a lifetime. Where would we be now? That's because of a silly.
So you had a tactic.
I had a tactic. So I was like, these people, they have daily devotion. So what I'll do, I will not message. I will be very careful. I will not even, she will not even know I'm stalking her. Yeah. You know the way people stalk and then you call by mistake. I was so careful.
As you're there zooming on the picture.
And you know my fingers, especially the thumb, it's big. It can click.
It can click things that you don't mean to click.
Yeah, so even viewing the profile, you view it in a very, you know, very nice way. Yeah, so I was like, I'm going to be joining this devotions day.
But there is also something more stalking that you did.
Oh, the stalking that I did, I went on Facebook.
This guy.
So how
by the time we started talking and like we kind of shared everything. Hey, the way he knew all my info on social media.
I went on Facebook, I checked, you know, I checked the videos they've been posting. They used to do Facebook Lives. Yeah. I saw all that. I saw that she sings and, you know, everything that she does. I observed her so much, you know, because one of the things is,
serious?
Yeah, you don't want to be trying to invest energy
into
something and then you find that kumbe she has someone.
Do you know what's funny? I literally just watched a video today that was saying, if only you had asked the questions and done your research at the beginning, you wouldn't be having a heartbreak after 8 years of the relationship. Yeah. And that's so true.
Ask the questions, but no. You know,
not even just questions, even doing your research.
Investigation, because you can't just ask, you know?
Yeah. So yeah, guys, now this is one other section. Now we're going to jump into the next section. I hope you're ready for the next one of what happened.
And I hope you enjoy it.
Okay, so now here is the thing. So he joins the devotions and then what happens? Let's go a little quicker because time is not going to permit. But I hope you guys are enjoying. By the way, if you are enjoying, give a like, subscribe, click the notification bell, and also stay tuned for more videos like this, amazing videos, and follow us on Instagram at Dureti Njuguna and on Facebook at Dureti Njuguna. You can also do some stalking, just like the way my husband did, even though we are all taken.
Yeah. So I joined the devotions, and trust me, I was so I was so disciplined that I would join every day. You know? Even if I'm driving. I would join. So let's jump into
that day.
To the real thing. So it was on the Tuesday. So was Saturday, and then Tuesday.
This guy keeps records.
Yeah, so I joined, and then I was not joining because I love devotions, but this was the main thing. This was the goal.
I thought you were chasing after God. Now it became anyway. Okay.
Yeah, so I joined, and then that day, actually, her sister was the one who was presenting.
Yeah, but you didn't know she was my sister.
I did not know. I'm just giving a background.
Yeah.
So her sister was presenting and all that, and then there was time for testimonies. People share, how the week has been, how God has been good. And then I heard this voice.